in number 6, they say, here's a formula. It's on page 521 in the book. Here's a formula. Find the 75th term. Okay, let's plug in 75. The 75th term would be 149. Good? All right. Sigma notation. Find the sum of the answers you get from this formula when you plug in all the numbers from where to where? From 1 to 75. So if you had time, if you're bored, if you're not doing anything for the next 2 days, plug in 1 in this formula, write down the answer, then plug in 2, then plug in 3, then plug in 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 75. You'll have a list of 75 numbers there. Add them up. That's the answer. That's what sigma notation means. Now, I don't have time to do that. So, I'm going to use one of the 3 formulas that we learned in this chapter. The one I'm going to use is the one that goes with Arithmetic Series. The reason I know that is, obviously, this problem set is about Arithmetic Series. But why else do I know that? Well, it comes down to being able to identify, when you look at a formula, what kind of series is it? That's what it boils down to. And the analogy I used second period was you walk into a pet shop to buy a pet. Well, can you tell the difference between the dogs and the fish? Yes. If you can't, you got problems. Now, if they have dogfish, then you might be in trouble. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. So, can you walk into a formula shop and tell the difference between an arithmetic formula and a geometric formula? For me, it's like being able to tell the difference between a dog and a fish. I can just tell by looking at it. When I look at this, I can tell it's linear because it has a slope and a y-intercept. And if it's linear, it's arithmetic. Good? Great. So let's go ahead and use the formula. N times U1 plus UN all over 2. So we need the number of terms, N. When the bottom number is 1, the top number is the number of terms. So how many terms are there? 75. Here's a very common mistake. Students will put a 1 here because they see the 1 on the bottom. Then they'll put a 75 here because they see the 75 on the top. That's incorrect. U1 is the number you get when you plug 1 in to the formula. 2 minus 1 is 1. That's a coincidence. All right? UN is U75. Not 75, U75. The answer you get when you plug 75 in. We did that already. We got 149. So the answer is 75 times 150 divided by 2, which is 5625. In C, what's the only difference? They don't start with n equals 1. They start with n equals 20. So do you remember that list of numbers I said where you plug in 1, you plug in 2, you plug in 3, you plug in 4, and you have a list of how many numbers? 75. It's not that list anymore. It's a shorter list. So imagine 75 students numbered 1 to 75. We're only starting with student number 20 in this one. All right, so we need to figure out now what is the first term when we start plugging in 20, not 1. So that changes everything, and our n times u1 plus un all over 2. You have to be able to, in math, adapt a given formula to the new situation. That's what this is all about, sort of being able to do that. So how many terms are there if people are lined up numbered 20 to 75, and it's not 55? It's 56. You take top minus bottom, plus 1. So n is 56 terms. U1 is actually U20 for this problem, because we're starting with U20. We're starting with the 20th term. So now playing the role of U1 is U20 for this problem. So plug in 20, and you should get 39 for the first term. UN is still U75, which was 149. I need someone to do that. 56 times 39 plus 149, all divided by 2. You should get 5264. Is that sum less than the previous answer? Does it make sense that it's less? We're adding fewer terms, right? We're only starting with the 20th term, so that number should be smaller, and it is.